So, what if I told you that most of what we think of as helping the environment, recycling, trying to reduce our footprint, buying eco-friendly stuff, is really just making a broken system run a little better? That's what we're digging into today, using ideas from the book Cradle to Cradle, to look at this whole illusion of eco-efficiency.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a question that gets to the heart of it. We're all trying to do the right thing, right? Use less, waste less, but what if that whole idea is just wrong? What if we're not actually solving the problem, but just getting really, really good at doing the wrong thing more efficiently? To really get this, you have to understand the system we're all living in. It's basically a one-way street, a model the authors call cradle to grave. This right here is pretty much the blueprint for our entire industrial world. We take valuable stuff from the earth, that's the cradle, turn it into products we use for a bit, and then, when we're done, we toss it into a grave, a landfill, an incinerator. From the moment it's designed, it's destined for the dump. And the sheer amount of waste this creates is it's staggering. Get this, according to the source material, in the US, more than 90% of all the materials we dig up to make durable goods become waste almost right away. Seriously, let that sink in. Almost everything we make is designed to be trash from the get-go.
Yeah, we're always told to throw things away, but the book makes this really simple, powerful point. There is no away anymore. Every single thing we throw out has to go somewhere on our planet. And that so-called grave we're sending it to, well, it's getting pretty full.
So, we figured out this was a problem. And in response, the environmental movement, corporations, all of us, we came up with a new goal. And that goal was simply to be less bad.
You hear this language all the time, don't you? Reduce, minimize, limit. It's the dictionary of eco-efficiency. But if you really look at these words, they're all about doing less of a bad thing. It's not about being good, it's just about being less destructive. It's a game of limitation, not a vision of creation.
The authors use this really jarring analogy to make the point crystal clear. Being less bad isn't the same as being good. I mean, reducing how much you do something harmful doesn't magically make it a good thing. It's still harmful, just a little bit less.
And here's the kicker. This whole less bad strategy, eco-efficiency, it doesn't actually change our destination. We're still headed straight for that landfill, straight for that grave. We're just taking a slightly slower, maybe more scenic route. And what's kind of crazy is that it lets us feel good about ourselves, like we're fixing things, when we're really just putting off the inevitable.
Okay, I can hear you thinking, but wait, recycling is good, right? That has to be good. Well, that's what we've all been told. But this is where the whole idea of eco-efficiency really starts to show its cracks. See, the book argues that almost everything we call recycling isn't really recycling at all. It's actually downcycling. Instead of making something of the same quality, every time we recycle it, we're actually ruining it, making it weaker and less useful than it was before.
Check out this example. You start with this amazing high-grade steel in a car, right? Engineered to keep you safe. But then, when the car gets recycled, as you see in step 2, that pure steel is melted down with everything else. All the paint, the plastic bits, the copper wiring, and what comes out the other end? A contaminated, weaker metal that can never be used to make a car again. We've literally destroyed its quality forever.
And it's the exact same problem with something as simple as a soda can. A single can is actually made of 2 different, highly pure types of aluminum. But when we toss it in the recycling bin, they just get melted down together. What you get back is a weaker, mongrel aluminum that isn't as good as the original.
So this is the real trap of downcycling. Because our products were never designed to be taken apart and reused properly, we're stuck. We always have to go back and mine for new virgin materials to mix in. It's not a closed loop. It's a system that's permanently dependent on taking more from the earth.
So, okay, if recycling is flawed, what about the big picture? Don't we have regulations to stop companies from doing all this damage? Well, the book has a pretty wild take on that. Whoa, okay, that's a huge statement, but let's break it down. The argument is that regulations don't actually stop harm. What they do is they define an acceptable level of harm. They tell a factory, hey, you're allowed to dump this much poison in the river, but no more. It's literally a permit to pollute, issued by the government. So instead of forcing us to ask, how can we design a factory that produces zero poison? Regulations just get us to stick a filter on the smokestack at the end. It's all about managing waste, not eliminating it. And the book argues that the fact that you even need a regulation in the first place is proof that your design has failed from the start. And that right there, that's the core of the whole thing. This isn't about people trying to be evil. It's about a massive, fundamental failure of our design imagination. I mean, think about it. If you were to actually write down the mission statement for the entire eco-efficiency movement, this is basically what you'd get. And when you look at it like that, it's so clear. The goal was never to create a healthy, thriving planet. The goal was to just slow down the rate of failure, to keep this broken system limping along for just a little while longer.
So what's the way out of this? Well, instead of focusing on human efficiency, the book tells us to look at nature's effectiveness. Think about a cherry tree. It's not efficient. It makes thousands of blossoms and most of them fall to the ground. But is any of it waste? No. It all becomes food for other things, enriching the soil. It's a system built on abundance and generosity, not scarcity and limitation.
So what if we wrote a new design brief? What if we aimed for eco-effectiveness? Imagine buildings that make more energy than they use. Factories where the only thing coming out of the pipe is clean drinking water. Or products that, when you're done with them, you can just toss them in your garden and they become food for the soil. It's a total shift from being less bad to being actively good. And that's really the question this all leads to, isn't it? It challenges us to completely change our thinking, to stop trying to perfect a broken system, to stop just being less bad, and instead to really start imagining and designing what it would mean to be truly regeneratively good.